Hey, Krishna, we wanted to set up this data on the move discussion because you've just come back from a number of customer meetings, talking to partners. You recently just published an article about tariffs on the Komprise blog. So, what a time in the economy. Thought it'd be great to get your insights from those conversations and talk about some of the trends you're seeing.
Absolutely, Darren. We were both in Boston just a few days ago for our first Comprise AI Days event. I had a chance to meet with a lot of our customers there while I was there, as you mentioned. And one of the interesting things is that, while AI is interesting to a lot of our customers, and they want to figure out how to use data with AI, the bigger priority, it seems, in most organizations right now is cost avoidance. And here's why. I mean, we know that there's a lot of economic uncertainty right now. Um, every organization has to plan for cost increases. I think most people are expecting to spend about 20% more just to keep doing what they're doing. Even without counting any new initiatives, it's going to cost 20% higher this year than last year. And that's pretty substantial. So every CIO that I know of is looking at how to defer purchases, how to extend the life of their environment, how to avoid, expensive costs, from hitting them, immediately. So I think cost avoidance has become a pretty big priority in every organization.
Yeah, makes sense. So while the headlines, in technology are still all about AI and innovation, and we know unstructured data is really the fuel for AI. Meanwhile, organizations are just trying to figure out what to do next. So how does Comprise play into this? Where do we help customers? Why don't we talk about some of those conversations?
Yeah, there's really three simple things. And I want to preface this by saying it's not that people don't want to prepare data for AI. They absolutely do. They just have to find a way to do that while also offsetting costs. And so we absolutely help with this in three ways. First thing is analyze. We help customers know their data across all their storage so they understand what they have. And we all know 80% of data is cold in every environment. And Comprise helps you find all that cold data, find all the orphan data, find all the duplicate data, find all the obsolete data. So you can really address that cost avoidance head on. The second thing we do is we tier data without any change to users and apps. We help you take advantage of any lower cost option you want to leverage, whether it's on premise or cloud. So we analyze, we tier and move. And the third thing we do is we have no rehydration penalty. We help you maximize the value of that data. And that's pretty important because, yes, you want to save costs today or you want to avoid costs today, but you don't want to get locked into an architecture by doing so. You don't want to have to pay more to get out of whatever you did right now, which is kind of what, storage centric tiering solutions, lock you into. So that rehydration penalty, avoiding that is really important. And guess what? As we're doing all this, we've indexed all the data. We've enriched your metadata, and your data is ready for AI. So we're providing a solution for customers, to address the cost avoidance head on today while future proofing their data and preparing it for AI. So it's analyze, tier, and don't get locked in. Those are the 3 points.
And so that's a great summary. We rehydration is interesting. And also in the world of AI, a lot of organizations think, wow, we better go and buy more storage, right? Which may require a storage refresh and may require that rehydration penalty. Do you think that's the right mindset right now? Should organizations be thinking about just, hey, AI is coming, let's go buy more storage?
Gartner actually addressed this. They looked at, from a storage perspective, what does AI really need? Does it need more performance storage? Does it need more capacity? Or does it need data management? And what they found is that it's not that performance is not important or capacity may eventually not be required. those are, but 85% of organizations will use AI in inferencing. They won't be building their models, which is where you need all those GPU intensive storage, and they won't be really generating a lot of data. So, more than performance or capacity, what you really need to do right away is start classifying your data, prepare your data for AI, get the data management infrastructure in place because most of your users want to connect your existing corporate data to existing AI applications. And how do you get ready for that?
Great. Sounds good. Well, thanks for the update. We'll check in with you on after your next trip, and good insights. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Darren.